Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of CATIA vs SolidWorks. We're going to design this part both in CATIA and SolidWorks. As I mentioned before, both these softwares are quite capable when it comes to part design, but I would say CATIA is a more powerful multi-platform software, especially if you're doing architecture or aviation, because you have much more complex structures and it's able to carry more data in comparison to SolidWorks. But let's just dive right into it. I'm going to attach the drawing file in the description below, or you can just screenshot it from here. Let's start the design from CATIA. So the first thing you're going to do is go to Start, Mechanical Design and Part Design. Select OK, or you can give it a name. Tools, Hide All Planes. And I'm going to insert an axis system instead at the origin, so we can sketch it from here. Our main sketch plane is going to be the ZY plane, so select it and sketch. We can create the first profiles, which is a couple of concentric circles. Double click on circle, start from the origin. We can see it's highlighted with a solid dot, and then draw out two concentric circles from the origin, and then along the horizontal axis, which is highlighted in blue, draw two more circles. Exit the circle, and then now you can double click on constraint, and let's give this the diameter constraints. Double click on the first one, it's 48. The second diameter is 32. Third one is 26. And the fourth one is 14. The next thing we're going to specify is the distance between these two circles. So click on constraint once more from this center to this center, and the distance is 55. Let's zoom in, and now we can create the two lines connecting the two circles. Double click on line. And I need this line to be horizontal, so make sure it's highlighted in blue, and then it touches the other circle like so. Okay. You can always confirm if your line is horizontal by checking if you have this H. If it's vertical, it's going to be a V. And then we can now constrain the distance between this and the middle, or you can select it, mirror with the horizontal axis, and then just constrain the distance between the two. Which is 6. Select the quick trim command and click on the circle. Now we can create the bottom profile here. So let's draw it upwards. So select profile, and then we're going to make sure the snap to point is not selected. Deselect this so that you can be able to create close lines. Then start from this circle vertically downwards, then a horizontal line like so, and then another vertical line touching the inner circle like so, and then you can exit profile. Then select the profile again, and you're going to mirror that with respect to the vertical axis. Now we can enter the constraints. So double click between these two vertical lines. The distance is 30. And between the two inner ones, the distance is 3. Then finally, constrain this length to 14. And exit the constraint. Let's zoom in and once again quick trim. Just like that. Make sure you trim all the elements, especially the one that remain here. We don't want any open profiles. And as you can see, when your geometry is green in CATIA, it is fully constrained. So you can exit the workbench. We're going to create a pad definition. And then you want to select mirrored extent. And instead of 20, now we're going to have 10 on each side. So the total can be 20. I want it to extend in each side of the ZY plane and select OK. Anytime you have a profile where you're going to insert a rib or a stiffener and it's a simple structure, it's always best to extend the pad or the extrusion equally in both sides, so that you're going to create, when you're creating your rib curve, you can select the main plane. So let's change our color to one where we can see the other sketches well. Going to more colors, and I have defined a gray color right here. So apply and select OK. You can choose any other color. Now we need to create the whole definition from this face. So select this face and select the whole definition. Let's rotate that. It's very simple. All you have to do is specify the diameter here, which is 5. And then it's going to be up to last because we want it to go all the way to the other side. And then the positioning sketch. So this star represents the center of the hole. So this is what you're going to use to constrain. Double click on constraint. And then from this center to this face, to that edge is going to be 7 millimeters. And then once again from this to the side, it's going to be 10, right at the middle. Select OK and exit the workbench. So preview, and as you can see, we have a through hole definition right there. Select OK. Lastly, we want to create the stiffener here, but before I do that, I'm going to insert the edge fillet first. You can do it after. I just prefer to do it before. Unless you were doing you are creating more surfaces, you don't want to do the fillet before when you're creating surfaces. But here before, because this is the last structure we're going to create, I can do it. So select the first 2 edges and insert dress up features. Select edge fillet, and it's going to be 5 millimeters. Preview, select OK. And then for the other side, select the 2. And then once again, edge fillet, change this to 3 millimeters, preview and select OK. And now we can select this sketch plane, the ZY once again, sketch, and just select these 2 edges, Control hold, and then project them. While they are still selected, make them construction elements, and then deselect it. So you're going to create a line from this side. It's going to be horizontal, touching this other plane. So make sure it's horizontal first, and then you can now constrain it with this construction element. Create a tangency constraint and select OK. Exit the workbench. Now you can select stiffener. The thickness is 6. Select neutral fiber to make sure that it's extending on both sides. Okay, it's dividing the thickness between the two sides. And select OK. For the bottom side, we can just select the stiffener. And we're going to mirror it. Transformation features, select mirror. You're going to mirror it using the XY plane, sorry. Preview, select OK. And our feature is done. So that's CATIA. Save your work. Go to SolidWorks. And we're just going to start a new part. Select the front plane and sketch. Zoom in a little bit. Then we're going to start with a circle. Remember, in SolidWorks, we don't have to double click. Your command always remains with the cursor until you select Escape. So once again, from the center, we're going to create 2 concentric circles. And then along the horizontal axis, we're going to draw out 2 more concentric circles, like so. Okay. Then select Smart Dimension and enter the diameters. The first one was 48. The second one is 32. The third one is 26. And lastly, we have 14. Escape Smart Dimension. We can make this appear as the rest, or we can just leave it as it is. There's no big difference. Now select line, starting from this circle to this circle. Enter. I need to confirm that my line is horizontal. So it is. Existing relations, you can find it here, it's horizontal. And you can select, you can create some center lines running through the horizontal axis, and another one here running through the vertical axis. Like so. So that we can use mirror entities. Select this line, mirror it about this center line, the horizontal one. Then define the distance between the two. Select Smart Dimension, these 2 lines, and this is going to be 6. Now if you zoom in, and select Trim Entities, we are going to trim these circles. So you just click and then make sure you're dragging your cursor across what you need to trim, okay? Like so. Exit Trim Entities. Zoom out. Let's pan this upwards and zoom in a little bit. Create the bottom profile here. Select line. We can start with a vertical line touching this circle. And then the second one, we're going to create a horizontal line here. Then it goes upwards vertically until it touches the other circle right there. Okay. Then select Mirror Entities. You're going to select these 3 lines and then mirror about the center line. enter. Now you can select Smart Dimension and constrain this. The distance between these two lines is 30. Between the two inner ones is 3. And then the height of this line is 14. Enter. Let's zoom in here and select Trim Entities and just trim off the areas like so. So you can see the highlighted parts, the one that we can use for extrusion. And then exit sketch mode. Go to Features, select Extruded Boss. And you're going to select this profile. We want it to extrude both sides, as in mirrored extent. So you're going to select direction 1 for 10 millimeters, and then here select direction 2, again 10 millimeters, and select OK. Select this face and once again sketch. Create a circle along the vertical axis here. Select Smart Dimensions and the diameter is 5 millimeters. And then constrain the distance between the center and this bottom profile is 7. Then exit the sketch mode. Then go to Features and select Extruded Cut. For direction here, make sure the type is selected through all. Okay. Select OK. So you've created a whole feature like the one we created in CATIA before. Now we can create the fillets first here. Control hold, select the second one. From Features, select Fillet 5 millimeters. And then the second one. Control hold, select the second one. Then this is going to be 3 millimeters. Lastly, we need to create the rib. So we're going to sketch the front plane again. And just create a line that starts from this to this edge. We need to make it horizontal, so select the line and enter a relation horizontal. And then once again select the line, as well as Control hold, select this edge and enter tangency constraint. Exit the sketch mode. Now you can select rib, go to Features, select rib. So to select extrusion on both sides, you're going to select this middle part. It says both sides. Then the distance is going to be 6 millimeters, the thickness. And select OK. Then we're going to select this top plane, and then select Mirror. And for Features to mirror, you're going to select the rib. So you have it in both sides. Alright, that was it. It's a very simple part structure. I hope you have tried to analyze the differences between the design process in CATIA and SolidWorks. We'll do more of this so you can keep practicing. So Make sure to turn on your notifications, hit like and subscribe. See you in the next part.